FAFO. So we're going to talk about this FAFO moment. Conde Nast fired 4 staffers who cornered and harassed the HR guy over the Teen Vogue layoffs. So
and I guess the rap too. I guess there were some rap people over there too, apparently.
We had Wired.
Wired. That was it, Wired.
Yeah, the rap filmed it, or they got the footage somehow, and it was Wired
right,
staff.
It was Wired, but it was filmed by the rap. Yes. A lot of W's.
Anyway.
And a lot of L's. Sorry.
A lot of L's. We're taking a lot of L's. So we're going to talk about this because a couple days ago we did a video saying that they were going to roll Teen Vogue into Vogue, and they were going to stop talking about politics and stop talking about LGBTQ plus issues, because that has been all of Teen Vogue for the last 7 or 8 years now. All they're talking about is trans issues, anal sex,
politics, vote for this
politics,
person.
Very, very far left politics, how to do yourself, how to do your partner, how to have 3 ways, and Teen Vogue.
What to do if you get tear gassed.
Oh yeah, because you're supposed to be an activist. Yeah, it is the most ridiculous publication on the internet. It's supposed to be a teen fashion magazine, and the physical copy of it, I guess, and this is what it used to be like, but the physical issues were still quasi normal, but then the online stuff was just insane. I guess it's gotten worse. There we go. Sex for Gen Z. Yeah, so anyway, they decided they're going to roll it into Vogue. They were going to stop being political, stop being sexual, and they're big mad about it because they laid a bunch of people off. And then more people confronted the HR guy. As I understand it, we're going to watch that clip, and then he fired them too because he's like, fuck off.
Well, no, 4 of them were fired of the group because they would not, like the one kept chasing him down the hallway.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, they're unionized and they think they're like, we work here.
And the union saying it's unfair what happened. It's like they literally were cornering the person and they wouldn't stop. And then, it's unfair. And I'm like, well, you kind of, took it too far.
If you harass the guy and they're like, well, we're a union. This is what, guys, I want to be very clear. Like, I'm not anti-union per se. And we've had this discussion multiple times because people try to paint us as something different than we actually are. But being in a union does not mean that you cannot be reprimanded. Being in a union does not guarantee job security forever.
Being in a union doesn't give you the right to harass people.
Doesn't give you the right to break the law or harass people or bully your employers. It's basically supposed to be a layer of protection for you so the employer can't bully you. But if you do, you know what I'm saying? You turn it around on the employer, like, yeah, if I'd call the cops or something on them.
Well, what they're doing is, since they're kind of folding it into Vogue, then that they have grounds to get rid of people because we're not, if they weren't doing that, it would be a lot harder to argue that they can lay people off. But since they're rolling it in, they're combining, it's going to have a lot of redundancies, and they're going to use that excuse to get rid of the loud people that are causing the problems.
Yes, and we're going to see a lot of this. I'm telling you, we are going to see so much of this in the next year because the digital media economy has completely collapsed for so many reasons. And we've talked about it here, that this is not sustainable. And if you're trying to get as many viewers, as many readers as possible, being hyper partisan and talking about anal sex in a teen magazine is probably not the way to freaking do it. No. So let's talk about all this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
You still have time, guys, if you missed out on Geeky Sparkles Christmas pins. We're going to keep this campaign open for a little bit longer yet to get a final pin count, but I'm not sure when we're going to close it. So the sooner the better. Check it out on Kickstarter. Thank you so much for the support.
Yes, thank you.
So let's take a look at the clip first, and then we'll go out and read the articles. But yeah, this whole thing is a shit show. We're gonna see so much of this happen over the next couple of months. So here's the clip from the rap. This is presumably the HR guy. He's being confronted by the people that got laid off. They're not happy, and I believe this led to more terminations.
Congregating here. What counts as congregating? I'm sorry? What's your definition of congregation?
Wait, pause for a second. What's your definition of congregation? Congregate means to gather in crowds or mass.
Yes.
So that's a definition. I mean, what else could there be a definition? You got all gathered around his office and you're standing there. That's congregating by definition. Aren't you a journalist?
Yeah, I know, right? Don't you people have dictionaries and thesauruses?
Is this why you guys are gone? Anyway.
So everyone, we'd appreciate if you would go back to the workplace where you're.
Is there a place that you would be able to speak to us?
Not today. We have other things going on.
Do you think we're not worth speaking to, Sam?
Those are your words, not mine.
But they might be your beliefs.
They're not my beliefs.
Oh, okay. So you do
So
think we're worth
everyone
speaking
should-
to?
Oh my God. He's just, look, this is the thing too. It's always awkward. I've been in this position. I've been on both sides of it. Right? The person that you're harassing, the HR guy, it's not his decision. He's executing the corporate mandate, and the corporate mandate is we got to make money. And you freaking weirdos and your freaking weird fetishes in the teen magazine are not making us any money.
Yeah, basically.
So that's what they're telling you.
Everyone should go back to your
Yeah, he's not saying he won't meet with them. He's just saying he can't
Right
right
now
now
we
because
can't.
they're in meetings. And he's like, go back and then, they didn't say he would never meet with them.
workplace.
I work here.
You told us that we had to come work in person here 4 days a week. This is our workplace now.
Wait. They're mad. You told us we have to come here in person and work 4 days a week. This is our workplace now. I'm like, they're pissed about that too. And again, it's a lot of these unionized journalists. They don't think they have to actually go to the office. Back in my day, you basically lived in the cubicle. That was, if you were a journalist, the only time you weren't in the office is when you're out covering a story.
Yeah,
But
pretty much.
you're at your desk.
But back to this, he's like, are you running away from us? It's like, yeah, because you're all cornering him. I mean, I think it would probably be taught that if you're cornered, you get away to an open area, which is what he's doing.
Yeah. This is not professional behavior. And whoever,
and if someone was chasing them down, they'd be like, oh my God, I was threatened. I was harassed. I felt threatened. But they're doing it to him. And then they're going to argue that, well, he felt threatened and harassed. Why would he feel that way? Well, if it was tables were turned, I guarantee these people would be screaming harassment.
oh yeah, no, they'd be like, I felt unsafe. He followed me
He
down the
feels
hallway.
unsafe, clearly. I'd feel unsafe.
Yeah, let's watch this.
That we had to come work in person here 4 days a week. This is our workplace now. Sam, are you running away from us?
No, I'm directing you back to your place of work.
Okay, where's my place of work?
Where's my place of work? Because yeah, this person got cut, I guess.
Well, yeah, they should. They're harassing.
If you could just go this way, you guys.
Why? Okay, so here's the thing too. This pisses me off. They think everything's a joke. They think everything is like tee hee hee, internet humor. This is like school. This is like you work for a major corporation. Fucking act like it. Act like adults. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if
like,
you want the union to come into your offense and set up an appointment, the union can do that. The union's coming in now. It wasn't fair they were fired. Yeah, it was. If they were harassing like this person's doing, it is definitely grounds for termination. But the union could have negotiated like a time to speak with them. They could have worked something out or talk. But they're not. It's not going to change the outcome.
just the attitude here. This is a very, like, we do these videos and I feel bad. Like, I'm not trying to take a steaming dump on Gen Z every time we do one of those videos, but employers look at this and they're like, oh, this is what hiring Gen Z and millennials is going to bring us. This kind of like really unprofessional, bullshit like this is not how you conduct yourself at work. This is like school hijinks. And, oh, we're going to film it all and put it up on TikTok. Yeah, I'm like, this is not how things are done.
Well, this person is definitely trying to intimidate and harass.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. I'm going to follow you. And he's kind of like, you're going back to your office and that's it. And I'm gonna follow you, and then I'm gonna film it, and it's like you're looking for confrontation.
How do you think this is a win? You just showed that y'all tried to bully and harass.
Yeah, and then what's gonna happen? This person gets fired. You fired me because I was trans. It's like, no, you got fired because you followed this guy down the hallway. We're being belligerent. You're
intimidating.
Intimidating, and a lot of places actually would have called the cops on you. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sorry, because it's like if you feel threatened in the workplace, especially if an executive feels threatened, you will get a visit from the police.
Again, if the situation was reversed, they'd be screaming harassment.
Yeah, this is unacceptable. I mean, this is coming from a guy. I run a couple of newspapers. Unacceptable. I would be like, get the fuck out. Well, actually, I would have been a lot more blunt. This is before everybody filmed everything. I would have been like, get the fuck out of my office. Get the fuck out of here, and we're changing locks on your doors. But it's just me.
You come this way with us? No,
I'm in a meeting. I'm working.
Okay, well, we have some quick questions. If you answer them, we'd be happy to go back to our desks.
All right. Thank you.
You?
Thank you.
You don't want to answer any questions?
I've directed you back to your workplace.
Is that a good answer, guys?
Absolutely not. Come on,
That's
Stan.
not a really good answer, Stan.
Stan, these are your.
Our colleagues.
Yeah.
We're
We're
concerned
concerned about our
about
company, and you're
disengaging with the employees who work here.
He said, but this is not the right time. I'm in a meeting.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd be happy to take a meeting when he's not on camera.
And go through the union channels instead of a meeting,
Right. That's usually how, like, every company I've worked for, again, this is a big corporation. This isn't like a mom and pop business, right? This isn't like you go just talk to so-and-so in the back office, whatever. It's a big company. They have channels they have to go through.
But, here's the thing, too, though. I think if it was just a couple people and he wasn't in the middle of a meeting, that would have been a different outcome. But you all, tried to gang up on one person.
I'd tell you get the fuck out too. I'd be like, you know what, you're not going to do this
This is
to
the typical
me.
behavior of these people. This is the mindset. You won't give us a platform to spew our ideology and groom kids. So we're going to harass you and chase you through your building.
Yeah, I'd tell them to get. I'd be like, you know what, we will.
Well, they get told. The 4 of them at least got canned.
Yeah,
I guarantee you that one did.
Oh, I'm sure.
What are you going to do to stand up to the Trump administration?
Leave.
Wait, he said, did you hear that? Oh, I'm sorry. They said, what are you going to do to stand up to the Trump administration? What the hell does that have to do with Teen Vogue? What does that have to do with Teen Vogue? This is all for up. Listen to this. Listen.
That tells you everything that this is about. This is about their platform that they aren't guaranteed.
Listen to this.
What are you going to do to stand up to the Trump administration?
Who the fuck cares? It's Teen Vogue. It's Teen Vogue. Talk about prom dresses. Talk about makeup. Okay? You don't talk about anal, and you don't talk about standing up to the Trump administration because this is for like 14, 15-year-old girls.
No, it's for 20-somethings now.
It's whatever. Then don't call it Teen Vogue. Call it Gen Z trash dumpster fire.
They're probably just mad because they didn't go to prom.
Fuck. These are the same kinds of people that are running cartoon shows on kids networks now. It's the same mentality. It's the same mentality. And this is why I think so many of them didn't get fired for so long, because it wasn't safe to fire them, because they will bully, harass, dox.
Right, so I'm saying it's okay when they harass, but if it was a situation at first, they'd be screaming harassment and he'd be fired. And I guarantee you that one got fired, and probably the person filming got fired.
Oh, I'm sure. So let's take a look at this article. See how Right Angle News Network had. They said these are who run the media. This is true. We see again so many outlets. You want to know who's working at the video game news outlet. You want to know who's working Kotaku, Polygon, whatever. These kinds of people have come in. They've chased the normies off. You want to know who's working in comics?
But I was gonna say they all like comics too. They all try to pack mentality.
Yeah.
Threaten, harass, bully, whatever you want to call it, not outwardly, but just in, the way they behave to get what they want. And they're used to getting what they want because they show up in mass and try to push.
So here we go. This comes from the New York Post. Conde Nast fires 4 staffers who harass cornered the HR chief over Teen Vogue. Yeah, I would too. They said, the move effectively, this is when they folded Teen Vogue into Vogue. The move effectively ends the youth title's 22-year run as an independent brand, prompting the exit of the editor-in-chief and at least 6 other staffers. Conde said the transition would keep Teen Vogue's unique editorial identity and mission, but they said that they were not going to have politics or LGBTQ
Well, it's not just
stuff.
that. You don't end something that's not profitable. So I guarantee it's not profitable. It's just a mouthpiece for the weirdos, and they wanted to get rid of people, and this is the easiest way to get rid of
What parent is going to like go to the grocery store, pick up their 13-year-old daughter and issue a Teen Vogue thumb through it and be like, oh, here's how you have a 3-way with your friends at a slumber party or some shit,
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? So they said, by Wednesday, tensions reportedly boiled over inside the headquarters. The mass media company fired 4 unionized employees the day after they confronted the company.
So what if they're unionized?
Who cares?
Just because you're unionized doesn't mean that you're allowed to go. And that's the thing they think that because they're unionized, they can do whatever. And it's like, no, you go through the proper channels. If you want to have a meeting with the union representatives, I can't speak today, then you set up that meeting via the union. You don't go do it yourself.
They think it makes them untouchable, and that's the problem with especially the
There's
media
other things that
unions.
make you untouchable. That's not it.
You can write a whole article about that. But no, that's why it is in a lot of ways dangerous for these white collar activists to unionize these companies, because they think once they unionize, they're untouchable. You can't get rid of them. And then they're going to go scream to their friends in the media. And it's like, look, anybody should be able to be terminated for cause, right? What the union was supposed to be for, especially with white collar workers, is like we had an investigation at the one newspaper I worked at, because we had guys that were being given the title of manager so they could put them on salary and work them 60 hours a week, even though they didn't have anybody, underneath them. So they technically weren't a manager of anything. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I wanted to get into it, there's certain days at that one paper, Mondays particularly, where I was there probably 16, 18 hours
Yes.
a day. And Geeky was not happy with me, but I'm like, it's either I do it or we don't have any money. So
We had to learn to live with it. It was just hard because our son was young and
he was very little.
Yeah, I wasn't pregnant at that time, but our son was little and he just didn't understand where his dad was. But we had to learn to live with
He
it.
went for milk.
Daddy went for milk at the newspaper and hasn't come back.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just it's the way you guys did it. It's the way you and again, this person was just following orders. It doesn't mean, he even said, it's not necessarily my opinion. That's what he's told to do. It's like, here's, we're cutting these corners. Here's who you have to get rid of. And that's what he did.
So this is Stan Duncan, who's the HR guy at Conde Nast. He said, you can't be congregating outside the office. He asked him to return to work. When he tried to leave, one employee asked Duncan if he was running away from the unionized employee. As a member of the union implied the decision to fold Teen Vogue into its parent magazine would impact the company's political coverage.
Who cares?
Yeah, of course it would. That's the point. One of the fired employees asked Duncan what he planned to do to stand up to the Trump administration.
Again, this is Teen Vogue and Vogue. It's not their job to educate you on who to vote for. It is a fashion. It's supposed to be a fashion, pop culture type situation. You can have some political pieces in there, but they've gone way too far. And you're not sticking to sports. You're not sticking to sports. You're not sticking to what you're supposed to talk about. You're trying to make it your own personal mouthpiece to further your agenda. And it's probably not profitable. So they're just getting rid of it. And I'm sure part of the reason they're rolling it in is to get rid of you.
That's what they're going to do. And I keep telling people that this is what's going on with video games. This is what's going on in all sectors of entertainment. It is safe to get rid of these people now. Like, they were held hostage. A lot of these companies were held hostage for years by their own employees. And now they're like, oh, we can just blame everything else. I am still convinced that this whole AI bubble, the AI bubble, is about getting rid of people like this. And then once they get rid of all the people they want to get rid of, they'll bring people back and be like, you know what? We like human generated content after all. No, they're using it as a reason to get rid of these people, because it is not their place as an employee to tell you what kind of content your company produces. If you do not like making widgets, if you think widgets are unethical, why the fuck did you go work for a widget making company?
Right. And if you want them to stand up to Trump, why are you at a teen fashion magazine?
Right. Because that's what this is all about. We want the platform. Well, guess what? You're being denied, because at the end of the day, it is a business that has to turn a profit. And if it doesn't, you get ousted. And I'm telling you right now, I'm seeing a lot of other efforts, different companies for people to unionize in tech and whatever. I'm not going to name specific companies, but I don't think it's going to go very well. They are absolutely going to use AI, or the threat of AI, to get rid of people. But I'm telling you, it's a smokescreen. They want you gone. They just need a reason to get you gone. So, the economy sucks. AI's coming. Macroeconomic circumstances. COVID 6 years ago somehow developed time travel abilities. And that's why we're getting rid of you. No, they want you gone because you're a pain in the ass. That's what this is about. They want you gone, and it's harder when you're unionized to get rid of you. But no employee, union or not, should be able to follow the HR guy around, film him, and low-key threaten him. Right?
Well, wait, it gets better. So they're trying to say that they're fired, and now the union's filing a charge with the National Labor Relations Board against the city of New York, or the News Guild of New York, citing the organization's repeated and egregious disregard for our collective bargaining agreement. How is this a part of that? They showed up and cornered the guy and then tried to tape it and follow him around the office, even though he handled it well, said, I'm not talking about this right now. I can't. I'm in a meeting. I'm going to direct you back to your work office. And he did everything he's supposed to do. And they're trying to say that, you disregarded collective bargaining. I'm like, that's not collective bargaining.
Yeah, so I think this is coming from Conde Nast. They said extreme misconduct is unacceptable in any professional setting. This includes aggressive, disruptive, and threatening behavior of any kind, a spokesperson said to Semaphore. We have a responsibility to provide a workplace where every employee feels respected and able to do their job without harassment or intimidation. We also cannot ignore behavior that crosses the line into targeted harassment and disruption of business operations. We remain committed to working constructively with the union and all of our employees. And I think what's going to happen is more publications are going to look at this. Congratulations. They're going to be like, yeah, we're not going to allow you to unionize. We're going to find a way to buy out your contracts or something, get you the hell out of here, because just being in a union does not give you carte blanche to follow around the HR guy.
Well, yeah. Okay. So yes, it's Conde Nast who said this. So basically they're mad because they're saying, they're violating collective bargaining because instead of you bargaining with the union, instead of going through the union channels, they're out there, targeting and harassing the HR manager.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's not, he's just doing his job. It's not his, it wasn't his call. They probably called him in the office. His boss called him in the office and said, hey, we're cutting these people.
Well, even if they could have worked something out, they can't now because you guys went overstepped. What you did, you deserve to be fired. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you deserve it. You went too far.
That was harassment. You deserve to be fired. So the News Guild know they were union leaders. Okay, so Conde Nast told the quarrelsome quartet they were being terminated for violating company policy. News Guild said they were the union leaders. Bon Appetit's Alma Aval, News Guild of New York's first vice president. Wired's Jake Lahut. The New Yorker's Jasper Lowe. Outgoing first chair of the magazine, and videographer Ben Dewey. So, yeah, they said extreme misconduct's unacceptable. So I think that they are probably going to get the union out of there completely. And I think it's partly because of this, but partly because they were probably dealing with the fact that they can't run their company the way they need to run their company to turn a profit. It's not the employee's decision to dictate what the company produces.
Mm-hmm. If
right?
you don't like it, go find a place that
if you don't
produces
like it,
what
go
you
someplace
want.
else. So what they do is they park it there, they unionize, and then you're basically being held hostage by your
Well, it sounds like then they
employees.
bully to get what they want to do. Do what
Yes,
they
and
want to
they
do.
bully. So I FAFO, right? I agree with the decision. I would never put up with that shit. If somebody followed me down the hallway or whatever and said, well, what you gonna do about it? We're gonna talk about it right now. I'd be like, we'll talk about it when I say we talk about it.
Yeah, the ones I don't think the people that just came out to talk got in trouble. It's the ones who just would not stop when he was like,
the one following him around, the one filming it, and they said that they were the union leaders. So
were they?
Yeah.
That explains it, yeah.
That explains a lot. The other people in the hallway, they were just kind of like whatever. I think they were watching the shit show, but they didn't look like they were like actively goading it on either. They're probably like, oh, fuck, what are you doing?
Some of them were trying to walk away. They're like, oh,
yeah,
crap.
some of them, that'd be me. I'd just be like, you know what? I might watch this.
It's not what you said,
But, they tell you to go back to your office for now. We'll talk about it later. That means go back to your office now. We'll talk about it later. That means people are being fired. I don't want to be one of them. Shut up, shut up, shut up. And they wouldn't shut up. So
here we are. Yeah.
There we go.
FAFO.
All right, we're going to wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.